remind you, like, who we're screaming about it. And God the Father is this crazy, crazy, fiery God. And sometimes we can talk about it and we go like, yeah, like Jesus, awesome, God the Father, woohoo, we're excited, you know. But we forget that sometimes that, you know, if we actually saw Him, we actually saw God in His glory, we wouldn't be able to, like, speak. Like, we probably would just fall on our face because, you know, it happened over and over and again in Scripture where prophets or whoever would encounter God, experience God, and they wouldn't be able to describe it, you know? Ezekiel's like, you know, when I saw him, he was like burning metal from the torso up, you know, and it was like the brightest thing I'd ever seen. There was a rainbow over his head, and then from the torso down, he was just like searching words, like it's kind of like the top two. It was all just kind of burning. Everything was just on fire. And he's like, basically what happened was I just fell on my face. When I saw him, I just collapsed. And I think we sometimes forget just how big God is. We say, Jesus is my homeboy, you know, like he's my friend, he's my buddy, he's my pal. Those things are all true. God is immeasurable. He's so stinking big. He's so big. Galaxies upon galaxies. He created. He spoke. It says in Genesis, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, everything. I mean, have you ever looked at the sky? You know, those aren't like twinkle, twinkle, little star. I mean, I'm talking about, those are fiery, crazy things up there in the sky. He created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was moving over the face of the waters. That's the first line in the book of the Bible. You guys, it was nothing. And you think about that, like I'm thinking about, I'm a dad, and I need stuff to make stuff, you know? He didn't need anything. He just spoke. Like, I was like, how did he hang that? Like, he just spoke it, and it was. I remember one time my dryer broke. Oh man. In a house with 4 kids, a dryer breaking, anything with the laundry breaking, that's bad news, right? And I, you know, like I said last night, I'm loaded, but I didn't have enough money that week to fix the dryer, you know? So I took that bad boy and I topped it over, you know, and I'm like looking up on the internet, like it's an older one, I'm getting directions and I'm figuring out, and I found the part that was broken. Went out to True Value. It's not a commercial, but I went out to True Value, you know, found the part, and I put that thing on there. It was like this little, I can't remember what it's called now, band or something. Yep. and I put that thing on there. I turned it back on its side, and I plugged it in. I turned it on, and it worked. It worked. I mean, like, I don't know if you've had that experience, man. Like, dads, you know that experience, like when you, like, I fixed that thing, man. Like, I did that. I fixed the dryer. I mean, I almost cried. that I could actually put that thing back together. I fixed it. God didn't need anything. In fact, it says in scriptures that it was a vast wasteland. It was nothing. Nothing. And if you get anything from tonight, here's what I want you to know. The active ingredient in God creating or making something new is nothingness. The ingredient that God sees when He sees something that He can create is nothing. If there's something there, He's like, I can't really work with that. But when there was nothing, He could speak to it and He could create. Do you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't need material. Actually, he needs nothing. That is the material. So tonight, if you've come, maybe this is your 10th time here, maybe this is your second time here, and you know what Saturday night's bringing, and you're like, I got all this expectation. Drop it. Drop it. God cannot create something new when you've got that sitting there. When you have an expectation, that's something. And he sees it as like, you got something there. I need nothing there. For some of you, the nothing is your purity. You went to Reconciliation Day. You're white as snow. You're clean in there. There's a big nothing there. And you're ready for God to fill that back up. For some of you, you've hit rock bottom. You have nothing. You're weary. You're tired. You're absurdly just like, I can't do this anymore. I've got nothing, God. Come and do something inside of me. Whatever the case is, nothing is the ingredient tonight. So when we begin, that's the call. So we want to pray here just for a couple of seconds. That we can empty whatever it is that we got there. Whether it's expectations, something we're holding on to still, or just a recognition that we're weary. And in that nothingness, God will be able to create and make something new tonight. Do things far beyond our imagination or our expectations. So would you pray with me? You can extend your hands. It's open. It's nothing right here.